Hello. Today we are going to be talking about 3 ways to get a six-figure tech job without experience. All right. I am super, super excited to talk to you about this really important topic today because I know we're coming down to the end of 2024. It's Black Friday season and everyone's looking to get set up to become that amazing six-figure software developer or get that amazing tech job in 2025. And the spring job rush is coming in around March and April. We typically see half of our students getting offers for like the entire year in 2024. Half of them got them a job rush, and the rest throughout the year. We've been having some this fall and over the summer, but we're about to kind of wind down where companies are hiring less. So today, we really want to get you set up for success. How can you get access to these amazing tech jobs in 2025? And so that's going to be our focus today. That's going to be our focus today. Awesome sauce, folks. Awesome sauce. So I'd like you just to take a moment, right? And think about and consider what is standing in your way of getting a tech job in 2025, right? Just take a moment, right? You want to get a tech job, right? You're on the path, you're trying to learn, you're trying to move forward. What is really and truly standing in your way? And if you're just joining us, I'd love to see some comments in the chat. Let me know. Even if you're watching the replay, I would love to know where you're at so that I can help you move forward, right? Some frustrations that often come up are not being able to get an interview or needing experience, but not being able to get experience. It is so, so frustrating. Or can't learn enough languages and frameworks to make this possible, to help this move forward. So what can you do to get started? So today our focus is on needing experience, but not being able to get experience. So how can we get this? How can we get these tech jobs even when we don't already have experience coming in? So I'm going to talk about not just 3 techniques, but actually 5. Some of them don't work, right? Some of them don't work. So we're going to talk about those today. So let's start with some ways to get a tech job without experience that don't work. All right, that don't work. We're going to talk about those first. So I see this a lot. I see a lot of people spending a lot of time and effort on a coding portfolio. But I'm here to tell you, with the dozens of students that I have helped get jobs, I have never once had someone come back and tell me, it was that portfolio. That's what did it. That's what got me the job. Never, ever, right? Literally 0 times. And I've been helping people get 6-figure dev jobs for 10 years now, right? Dozens and dozens of students. Never, ever have they come back and said, yep, my coding portfolio got me the job. Now, you can certainly build one if you want to have that to show off to your friends and family. But I've rarely seen it make an impact in getting a job. All right. And that's where this experience focus of today comes in, because the experience is typically what does get someone a position. And why do coding portfolios not work? Well, anyone can copy something off the internet or use ChatGPT to generate it. The question becomes, can you really do it, right? Because being able to write the code versus getting the code live on the internet are actually 2 separate skills. And so what employers really want to see is that you can do it, not that you can copy code off the internet and get it running, right? Okay, so coding portfolios, not the path if you have no experience. To be honest, when you include a coding portfolio, you're basically shouting that you don't have experience, because otherwise your resume would speak for itself. So typically, coding portfolios, I'm sorry to say, they're not going to get the job done, okay? And if anyone is just joining, I would love to hear more about what you think is keeping you from that amazing tech job that you're looking for in 2025. So another thing that actually doesn't work very well is a typical internship, right? So this would be going and working for a company as an intern. So I did this as a college student. Some of you may have done this as well. I'd love to hear if you guys have gone on actual internships. But it's a very rare occurrence when that internship actually trained you with the skills you need to be hired. The way internships can help is not because they necessarily give you any meaningful experience, because most internships for large companies don't, right? But what they can do is allow you to build connections so that you can potentially get a job offer. That's the true value of a college, typical college internship. When I went on internships as a college student and a graduate student, I typically got to have lunch with the other interns because none of the full-time employees had the bandwidth to give me enough information for me to move forward. And there's only so much I can do on my own because I don't actually, as a college student, you don't have access to the systems or the passwords or what you're supposed to do, right? And so typically the internship is one about seeing what life is like as a developer, right? And maybe kind of being on the outside looking at it. It's not necessarily learning and doing the things that you need to move yourself forward. So it can help you get a position, but it's not going to be as meaningful in terms of your learning. And it's not going to give you a really broad, exposure to the kind of experience that hiring managers are looking to see, which would be live production experience if you're looking for a dev job. There is another possibility, and you could become a tech founder and start your own app. And in fact, I work with people that do this. We have another service where we help people launch their own app or, crazy new website. Like let's say you had an idea for Uber, but you couldn't build it all yourself, right? We do help tech founders do this. But if you're looking for that to be your pathway to success in 2025, having that remote, income working from home, this is not the easiest path, right? This is going to be a very challenging path that may take, 1 to 3 years just to see, revenue that you can actually take to the bank, right? It's going to take a while to build this. It's a labor of love. To be honest, I recommend it more as a side hustle because you never know when you've got all the pieces together to start and launching a business. And so my recommendation here is, even though you can kind of build your own tech job with no experience, I recommend you get a stable tech salary and build it out on the side so that your needs are met. You're going to be more effective. You're going to be more open to new ideas, and you're going to be able to kind of hit the ground running and really make this happen. So creating your own position by building your own app is viable, but typically is done on the side when you already have a tech job. Okay. Awesome. So, okay, this is what doesn't work. Let's talk a little bit about what does work, right? What does work? So getting a tech job with no experience, what techniques do actually work? So we have seen a ton of success with students in the Joy of Coding Academy with our guaranteed internship program because it's customized to you to get the exact job that you want. In fact, we just had a student start his job last week. He'd been laid off months before joining the Joy of Coding Academy. He utilized our custom internship. He did an AI software development project. It was incredible. He started his dream job as an AI software engineer last week for $170K. So pretty sweet. So that is really, really awesome. But that's not necessarily for everybody, right? That's an investment. And it's, coding boot camps are anywhere from 20 to 40K, and the Joy of Coding Academy sits at 10K. So it's a big investment. Maybe that's not where you're at just now. So how else can you get a tech job with no experience? So I want to be clear. Software developer jobs, full stack, AI, data science, testing, project management, DevOps, they require experience, right? Like you need that production experience deploying, right? Like actually taking the code you wrote, getting it live on the internet on a team with live users in the system. There's just no getting around that. It comes out on the interview. In fact, I've had students report to me that interviewers asked them point blank that, hey, have you deployed to production? Or when was the last time that you deployed in production? It really needs to be recent in the last 6 months or so. So that's why our students in the Joy of Coding Academy are having so much success getting access to those dev jobs, even in 2024 and into 2025. But let's say that's not where you're at, right? What you can also do is target tech jobs that don't require deployment experience. These are different types of jobs, right? These are not the same coding jobs that you would get, right, being full stack and front end. These are low code tech jobs, right? Low code tech jobs. And with the training camp, the Tech Joy training camp, you can actually master the fundamentals in as little as a month to be able to move forward and start applying for these jobs. And in fact, I have some student stories I'll tell you later where our fastest students got amazing tech jobs in just 2 weeks to a month. Crazy, right? Like they didn't have to learn that much to be viable. And so once you master the basics, and we teach them to you super fast, like best in class, then you can learn job specific tech skills in like a weekend, right? You can pick these things up. There's no technical interview. So it's not going to be like that huge bar to jump over to get access to these jobs. And then once you're hired, they typically offer on the job training for the first couple weeks. And so even if you didn't have the experience, they're going to give it to you as soon as you're hired. Now, I want to be clear. These types of jobs, they'll pay you 60, 80K, even some of them over 100K, right? But they're not going to be the same type of work or type of job that you're preparing for when you're looking to become a six-figure software developer. It really is a different type of career. And in fact, we have students that are in these low-code jobs that joined the Joy of Coding Academy so they could become full stack web developers and get access to those types of jobs with that quality of life that they're looking for. But if, investing 10K in your future isn't where you are right now, then there is another path. There is another option. In fact, some of our Joy of Coding Academy students are even starting down this path so they can start earning while they're learning, getting a starter tech job so they can choose, right, to level up and continue investing in their future. Yep, exactly, Sam. Super awesome. So who is this for, right? Who would be a good candidate for these types of low code jobs? So this is for you if you want to become a six-figure dev, but you need a starter tech job. So if you're finding that, financially, you're not where you want to be and you don't feel as if you're able to invest in your future, right? Even, we have a low payment plan for the Academy. It's like $330 a month for Black Friday. Even with that, it just might not be in the cards. Financially, you just don't have the wiggle room, but you're committed to becoming a six-figure software developer. You need to earn on these skills a little bit first, right? And so this would be for you, right? If that's your camp that you're in. If you're already in IT, if you already have a job in information technology and you really just want to learn how to automate the boring stuff, I'll share a story with you in a few minutes. We had a student in this position, and in a month, he got over 100K job with these skills in IT. It was pretty incredible. If you are just starting out learning to code, maybe you know HTML and CSS, right? Or if you're learning from free videos online, like you're just getting started on your coding journey and maybe you don't even know yet if it's for you, this would be for you as well. So you can come in, get the basics of coding and get a killer job without necessarily committing to the full pathway, because we've definitely seen students come in, get these skills and leave like happily with amazing careers and amazing jobs after, and they may or may not have needed to go the full stack route. Once you start learning it, you can decide, you get to choose. You're in the driver's seat. We also have students that come in and they're like, no, full stack or die, right? Awesome. We're going to support you either way. And finally, if you've never coded before, but you'll believe that a remote tech career is in your future, this would be for you. Okay. This would be for you. And I think Kenneth had shared as well that seeking remote working from home, like this would be an excellent place to start so you can get the lay of the land and move forward. So let's take a quick look at the numbers. Let's take a quick look at these numbers, okay? So what are the types of jobs that we're talking about here when we're talking about low code, right? So we're talking about data or business analyst, low code developer, or business solution specialist, maybe customer solution specialist. So basically, these are jobs that require you to be comfortable with technology, but maybe not doing a lot of coding, maybe a little bit of coding, maybe a couple lines here and there, maybe none at all. Maybe you just need your ability to problem solve, right? To help customize solutions for customers so that they can take advantage of software that was created by software developers, by six-figure software developers, but that isn't super user-friendly yet. So there's a human in the loop to help kind of customize things for them. Okay, starting salaries range from anywhere to 60 to 80K per year. However, we've been finding the max salaries we've been seeing have actually been 100 to 125K. And to be honest, the student that has the highest salary of our group here, 150K. So the max salary is typically 100 to 125K, but it can go even higher, right? It can go even higher. So how long does it take to do this, right? So the training and the offers can happen in as little as 1 to 6 months, depending on how much time you have, depending on the type of job you're looking to target, right? And how you can invest in that training moving forward. So this is a much faster path. I have to tell you, to become a full stack, web developer requires minimally 6 to 12 months. And some of our students have gone to 1 or 2 other boot camps and are still taking 6 to 8 months. So I know these skills take time to develop. So if you're in a rush or financially you're not in the place you want to be, this is an amazing option for you so that you can start learning, get the basics, and start, getting that salary and having that quality of life that you're really looking for. Now, let's see. I think we had a question here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Awesome sauce. So Ayaz said, doesn't someone need experience to land an open entry job? Right. So this is, what I'm describing here, these low code jobs, is the Tech Joy training camp, is phase 1 of the Joy of Coding Academy. And so Ayaz's question is, don't you still need experience? And so Ayaz, that's what I mean. Let me go back for a second. Let me see if I can go back here real quickly. Is that with these jobs, there isn't the same level of experience required, right? For a full stack web developer, you must have experience deploying into production. Full stop, you're not getting around it, right? Like, it is why our students have so much success. And I know it and I see it every single day, because as soon as they get on the internship, they start getting the attention of getting hires and interviews and recruiters. So like the internship, the ability to deploy into production, total game changer. However, there's a lot of tech jobs out there that don't require that level of coding expertise. Like if you want to be coding all day long, like programming, these low-code jobs are not for you. These low-code jobs are coding light. They require technical skills. They require the thought process, the same thought process that a 6-figure software developer uses, just applied to different types of tools that may or may not be coding. They may be graphical, but they're still using ifs and loops and all the basics, right? That every 6-figure software developer knows as well. They're just applying it in a different context. And so experience isn't required because it doesn't take long to teach the experience that's needed for the particular job, right? So for instance, one of the students I'll share with you in a moment, they, got an IT job with just the first 2 weeks of training that we had. And their new employer was going to train them for 2 to 4 weeks on coding. And they couldn't believe how fast they learned. They're like, wait, what? You learned it in 2 weeks? Right? So the experience that's required is quick enough to teach that these companies with these low code jobs don't need, right? They don't need to require that experience coming in. They need you to be technical. They need you to know how to communicate, right? They need you to be able to, get the job done, but they don't have the same level of like bar of requirement to get your foot in the door. And so that's why the experience isn't as necessary here. And even if you want the experience, you can pick it up in a weekend. It's not like you have to go spend, 3 to 6 months on an internship working on a team, a live dev team on a live software project with users to be able to get your foot in the door, right? So it's a very different style of tech job. So great question. Great questions. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So some of these other types of tech jobs that we were mentioning, right? Let me see if we can go out here, look at those numbers. Here we go. So data or business analyst, low code developer, business solution specialist, there's customer solution specialist, like there's a ton of them out there. If you just search for low code jobs, there's a whole category, right, where you can search for these. And we can help you get there faster by teaching you the fundamentals so the job is super easy for you, and helping you prep your resume, prep for the interview, and helping you strategize about which direction you're going to go in applying for these. And the salaries can be very lucrative, right? I mean, this can be life-changing money depending on where you're currently at. If you are already in IT, you can add like 40K to these numbers, right? If you're already working in information technology, maybe on help desk, maybe doing networking, but you just don't have the coding chops yet, you can instantly add value and salary, right, and income by just adding these skills. And I'll show you another example in a few minutes. Yep. Great questions. Great questions. These are awesome questions. So keep them coming. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome sauce. So good. And it's so excellent to ask these questions. So I do want to take a moment and share with you guys some student spotlights. So we had one student, Mike, and he was probably the most recent student in those that I've included today, that he literally just got this offer in September, a couple months ago. After completing the first month in the TechJoy training camp, he used his mastery of that first month of training to be the top pick out of 15 candidates and earn a 114K IT contract. So he was on the job market. He wasn't having success. He came in to the Joy of Coding Academy, right? And he completed phase 1, which is the training camp. And he applied for jobs. And it was a very competitive pool of 15 candidates had been interviewed in IT. And when he got the job offer, he was the top pick. And when they offered it to him, they said it was because you knew how to code. That's what got him the job. That's what separated him. So he didn't have to learn a lot of coding. He got a month's worth of coding, right? Now, when you take a month with us, you're actually getting like 3 to 6 months of coding because of how we teach it. It's super, super fast. I've had multiple students tell me that in 2 hours, they learn more than in 2 years on YouTube. So part of the reason why it's not like you can just go on the internet for a month and code and figure this out. This is a very systematic and structured way of teaching you so that you can learn this in a month. I know sometimes people think, no way can you learn enough coding in a month. You can, but you have to be very strategic and systematized in how you learn it, right? Which is what we do inside the Joy of Coding Academy and the training camp. Awesome sauce, folks. So that was incredible. I was so blown away by that statistic because he went from like nothing, not having a position, to 114K IT contract. Now, Mike is staying on in the academy to complete the internship portion because he still wants to be a full stack web developer. That's his dream. But now while he's learning, he's earning. And this contract could be terminated, right? So it's 114K a year, but it needs to be renewed. And so he's still, looking for that, salaried software developer position that he's desiring. Super awesome. So in the TechJoy training camp, what are the pieces? And if you're already in the Joy of Coding Academy, you already have all of these pieces. So in TechJoy training camp, it includes learning how to code, thinking like a professional coder with these advanced problem solving skills that are just going to make it super easy for you to walk into anywhere. Right. I've had students I don't have testimonials to share with you today, but I have students that have gone to Oracle, right, as solution specialists working with clients, and Amazon. And so there's a ton of opportunity here. It just depends when you're on the job market exactly what's available at the time. But you'll learn to code with live Q&As on Zoom, 24/7 support on Discord. And it just makes it so much easier when you're learning as a community. Once you've completed, right, the basics of coding, then we start working on your resume. We give you resume writing support so you can get that interview, and then eventually get that tech job offer. And we help you learn how to make connections and highlight your tech skills and really highlight your tech skills. So what can happen when you do this, right? Like this is just 3 to 6 months. Maybe you'll even get a job offer as quickly as a month. What does this look like? What does this look like? So we had another student, Eric. This was a student I was talking to you about. He was delivering postal mail while applying for IT jobs for months, right? It wasn't the dream, but he was paying his bills, which was awesome. 2 weeks after joining the TechJoy training camp, Eric received a low-code IT job offer. And in fact, when he first started that job hunt, they weren't looking for coders necessarily. And then he went in with the job offer at 2 weeks. They couldn't believe how quickly he had learned to code. They had planned to train him on that. He didn't need it because he had learned enough in just 2 weeks, right? So they're going to train him for weeks, maybe even a whole month. But he didn't need it because he'd already got it, working part-time, 2 hours a day, getting through the first 2 weeks of the TechJoy training camp. So super, super awesome. So I want to invite you today, if you're not part of our Joy of Coding Academy community already, I'd love to invite you to join the TechJoy training camp. It's Black Friday season, and so I want to make sure that everybody knows about it because we're offering the lowest payment plans of the year right now. So much awesomeness is happening. So if you'd like to join us, I encourage you to go to this link. I'll pop it in the chat so you guys can see this. Awesome sauce. Let's see. Hopefully that works. Excellent. Oh, I didn't put the S in there. All right, folks. Let me see if I can get we'll make it secure in there. Awesome sauce. So if you're looking for it, right, you can throw the S in there. We'll get the S in there in just a second. joc.mobi/earn. Super awesome. Okay, there you go, folks. And who is this for, right? Who is this for? This is for those of you that have never coded before and only know HTML or CSS. It's for those who might be learning from free videos, or if you're already in IT and you want to automate the boring stuff, right? So you don't have to do it every day, and you might be eligible for a raise, be more effective at your job, or even get a new job that you like better. That pays you more. This is also for you if you want a starter tech job to earn while you learn and become that six-figure software developer. The Joy of Coding Academy is incredible. We've had such amazing results this year, and it's just been incredible to watch and such a joy to see. I think since August, our average salary was like $130K from the Academy. It was amazing. But not everybody is ready for that level of commitment. Not everybody knows yet that they really truly want to be a six-figure software developer, or they don't necessarily have the financial wiggle room yet to invest themselves and get there. So if that describes you, the training camp is absolutely where you should begin. And for Black Friday, we are offering it at a price of $19.97, which is as little as $100 a month through Klarna. And you can log into Klarna and check and see what your buying power is. And I'll give you the link on the next screen. All right. So super, super awesome. I can't think of a better way to spend $100 a month than to secure the skills for a future earning 60 to 100K and up, right? Every single year. It's incredible. So I want to take this moment, if you haven't already, right, to consider investing in you. Consider investing in you. What does that look like? So for the training camp, it's as little as $100 a month. That's it, to invest in your future, a couple hours a day. Like you can't do any less than this, right? And see results. This is really the minimum. And if you're interested, you can actually sign up for an account with Klarna and check your buying power right away. So that link, just so everybody has it, is www.klarna. I'll spell it right though, klarna.com/US. All right. And you can just, once you sign up, it's really easy. In the left corner, they'll say buying power. And so you can see, could you qualify for the $100 a month payment plan right away, even before, right, you look into this program. But what if you don't qualify for Klarna, right? What happens then? Is it the end? Not necessarily, because where there's a will, there's a way. So if you really want to make this happen for yourself, if you're determined, right, to make this happen, to see a tech job in your future and have that in 2025, to be honest, it could be as little as just a couple months, right? This doesn't have to be long. You could spend as little as $200 up front to get this amazing tech career, earning at least 60K or up, right? It could be as easy and simple as that. So what if you don't qualify for Klarna? There are a couple options. The next question would be, do you have any family members, a partner, or a friend who could co-sign with you? What this would look like with Klarna is, could they help you out, right, and share their credit with you? So they would purchase on your behalf, and then you can work out the payment structure with them potentially, right? You just let us know. You can absolutely gift a membership to the training camp. You can also try other credit options like PayPal credit. They offer 0% APR for 6 months. A 0% interest credit card offers very competitive rates, probably the only thing close to Klarna, about $100 a month or less. You can also reduce your monthly expenses or get a side gig for a little bit and pay in full. Because to be honest, you have to have space in your schedule for at least 10 hours a week to do any of the trainings that we offer, which all things considered is a pretty small time investment, just 10 hours a week, right, to make this amazing transformation in your life. And so you want to really have the space for that. Well, you can start carving out that space and go make the money, right? Go make the 10 hour, use that 10 hours a week to do a side hustle, some kind of a side gig, earn the money, and then pay for it in full if you want, right? You could do it in a couple months potentially. And so it's really up to you how to proceed forward. But if you really want this, there is a pathway for you to move forward. There is absolutely a pathway. So the other, question I wanted to address, because I hear this a lot, and it happened to me too. What if you've invested in yourself before and you didn't have success? You didn't get the results that you wanted, whether it was because you weren't able to make it happen, life got in the way, or if the program just wasn't a good fit for you. I'm here to tell you that we will help you make this time different, because unlike any other training program I've ever seen, we actually address both the technical barriers to your success and the non-technical ones, which, to be honest, not everybody knows about. Not everybody knows about. And so we have a couple key things in our program to really make sure that you're successful. So we have daily Zoom call and support to serve both the technical and non-technical barriers that creep up, because life happens and bugs happen, right? So you need both. You really, really need both. Oh, thank you so much, Sam. So, so good. And yes, we have weekly accountability check-ins and surveys. We've got weekly group mindset coaching, which I know Sam loves, to keep you moving forward. This is our secret sauce. It's not a coincidence that, since we've introduced this weekly mindset coaching, that our students are flying forward. And we hear reports of students that got stuck. Life was getting in the way for months for them, and they talked to a mindset coach, and 3 days later, they were done with what had been sticking them, with what had got them stuck and held up. It really can happen that fast, folks. And then finally, what Sam was mentioning was our 24/7 US-based community support via Discord. It is just off the hook. It's an amazing, amazing part of the experience and the support. Super awesome. Super awesome. So even if you've invested in yourself before and it didn't go the way you wanted, we will make this time different. As long as you're willing to show up and do the work, you will get results. Like literally, that is it. The only reason I've seen someone not succeed at this is because they gave up and they stopped showing up for them. If all you can do is show up to the mindset call and be like, I can't figure out where to find the time, that's all you need to do, because we will help you find the time. We will help you get past the technical barriers. So it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to help you move forward. Oh my goodness. So good, Pete. So good. The community is really good and really helpful. Yes. And that Sam guy, he's pretty awesome. He's pretty okay, right? Super awesome. Super awesome. And I had asked, yes, the loans that we have available for students are through Klarna, right? Through a third party, but you are also welcome to use, any other loans that you may have access to. I just had a student sign up this week who found a better loan through their credit union, through their personal connections. So again, there's many pathways. We try to provide one or two to make them super easy for you. Great questions, folks. My family had a cough go around for a month. I thought I escaped, but I did not. So what does this look like when you join the TechJoy training camp? So Doris was a single mom with no prior coding experience. Using the Klarna payment plan, or a payment plan, it wasn't Klarna at the time, that's recent, she landed a $150K job offer after completing only the TechJoy training camp. That was it. Can you believe that? What kind of a return on investment is that, right? What kind of investment is that? So amazing. And yes, Ayaz, the Klarna is the same as paying in full up front, right? So the Klarna allows you to enter and then you're able to pay it off over time, right? Super great question. Super great question. Awesome sauce. So we've had some amazing successes from students in the training camp, which is partly why we created it, because, Doris, for instance, she had joined the academy. And it was a huge investment for her, being a single mom, working like just trying to, make a better future for herself and her family. But she got a job offer after completing just the first 2 months of the training camp. Yeah. And it was $150K. That's life-changing money right there. Life-changing money. Super incredible. So I've got a special gift for you guys today. All right. I've got a special gift for you guys, and it's Black Friday season. It's Black Friday. So Black Friday is going on now. I know I've heard a couple people asking, when's the Black Friday special going to drop? Folks, we've been giving you the Black Friday special all month. We're not hiding. We're not fooling. We want to make this as easy as possible for you to join us. And these are the lowest prices of the year on either side, right? And so you can get our lowest payment plans of the year right now. And I just don't want you to miss them, right? Because they may not be here in December, but they're here right now. And my guarantee to you is this. If the price goes down in the next 12 months, we're going to refund you the difference. Okay? So I just want to clearly communicate. This is the best price you're going to see for the year future, right? And we want to make sure that you can take advantage of it. We want to make sure that you can take advantage of it. Yes, Ayaz, Doris still works at her job. So good. And I'd love for you to join us and learn more. So if you're thinking about it, please click on the link to joc.mobi/earn and check us out. See if it's right for you. See if you qualify for Klarna, right? It can be as little as $100 a month to completely transform your future. And for those of you that are still on the fence and you're not sure what way to move forward, I do have one final question for you, because sometimes it's hard to, really invest in ourselves and level up our lives. So I just want a quick reality check, because I've definitely, worked with students where we've talked about joining the academy or the training camp for years before they actually joined. And I don't want that to be you, right? If you're ready for this, 2025 is your year. Like, let's make this happen. You don't have to wait anymore. And so my question for you is, how long have you been waiting for a different future? How long have you known that you were meant for more? How long have you been sick of your job and sick of the situation that you find yourself in? Isn't it time to do something different than you've done before? How long have you wished you had more freedom to travel, to spend more time with family and friends, to live the way you want and where you want? How long have you been waiting to provide for your family? I would love for you to get started now so that you can have that freedom in 2025. Yes, I has many years, exactly. And I get it, because I was there too. And I don't want it to have to be you anymore. In reality, right, this is under a $2,000 investment. And as you can see from our student results, many of them are getting offers of well over 100K. We conservatively estimate that you can plan on a 60 to 80K salary position. That's what we're going to target. Those are the jobs we will work together to go after for you. And once you have that position, you get to have it every year. Even if it's not that particular position, you're going to have the skills so you can go apply for something else. So you get to have your pick of jobs, work your way up the ladder instead of just constantly running in place where you're at. All right. So if you've been thinking about learning how to code, let's stop thinking and start doing. Can we do that together? Can we do that together, please? So I just want to let you guys know, again, Black Friday is going on now. Best, lowest payment plan of the year. I want to make sure that you have access to this, that you don't miss it. And so I don't want you to have to wait, because I know things are increasing after Black Friday. So if the price goes down for any reason in the next 12 months, we're going to refund you the difference. Okay? We are going to refund you the difference. So please join us to learn more. joc.mobi/earn. You guys have been amazing today. We talked about actually 5 different ways you can try to get a tech job without experience. But the viable ones were either, right, not the coding portfolio. Don't get a coding portfolio. It's not going to help. And if you're uncertain, you can go back and rewatch that part of the video. You can become a tech founder. That's going to take a long time, 1 to 3 years. Slow going, lots of hard work. We do it. We also, train students on how to do that. But I don't recommend it if you don't already have the tech salary that you're looking for. That's more like a next step piece. It makes a better side hustle than a main event as you're getting started. Then we have the Joy of Coding Academy itself with the guaranteed internship and job offer guarantee. That is absolutely, an amazing pathway forward. If you are committed to becoming a full stack web developer, or you want a software engineering job with AI or DevOps, something advanced, absolutely, it's a great choice. But if you're not there yet, the training camp that I described today is really for you, right? So these low code jobs don't require the same level of experience. They don't require a technical interview. And so it's possible to have less experience and still be qualified to get them. And they even include on-the-job training. Unlike software developer positions, where unless you're working for Amazon and Google, who train you for 6 to 12 months before they will let you touch production, most software developer jobs, they require you to work right away and be effective. So they don't have time for training, right? Because it would take too long, right? Because it can take a good 3 to 6 months to get comfortable with those roles. So what we're talking about today is the Tech Joy Training Camp, $1997, with a payment plan for $100 a month. So you can start getting access to these $60K and up jobs. In fact, we had a number of students making over $100K just with this. So I would love to support you. If you have any questions, right, please feel free to pop them in the chat. Please feel free to reach out to us on YouTube or Facebook. You can text us. I can put that message here. You can actually text us at 848-600-5622. And we'll happily get you more information about either of these options. So there's not a wrong choice here. I think the only choice I would guard against is not making a choice and staying where you are. Do you really want 2025 to look like 2024? It's up to you. If 2024 was rocking, then rock on, man. But if it wasn't where you are, where you want to be, join us. Let's learn a different pathway. We'll do it. We'll walk it with you. We'll do it together. And let's get you access to one of these amazing salaried positions. All right. Let's get your 6-figure tech job on the books. Let's make it happen. All right. So good to see everybody today. Stay tuned for next week. We're going to go even deeper into how to become a 6-figure software developer. All right. Have a great one. Peace.